So we're about halfway through January and I've kind of got into what my TBR for the year looks like, and I've realised that I want to finish a lot of book series that I have and I've had on my bookshelves for a while. So I'm just going to go through some of the like top fantasy series that I've got the whole series of. I want to start reading and finish reading this year. Some of them I've already started, some of them I've started once or twice and kind of given up. Some of them I've a few books in, I just want to finish the rest of the series, but I'll go through them all one by one. First up is the Miss Bond series. I actually started reading this and I got, oh there we go, I got 200 pages in and then I got distracted by life. So I'm going to start probably rereading it from page 1 because I can't remember what happened, and then I also want to read the other 2 books in this trilogy and then maybe move on to some of his other books, but I've heard this is probably the better trilogy to read when starting with Brandon Sanderson. I also can't really remember what it's about, but I do know there's like some kind of magic to do with like metals, I think, unless that's a different book. I'll have to recheck. But yeah, our main character like is being taught how to do stuff by another character, and there's like some kind of thing they have to do. Really bad explaining books. Cannot remember what happened at all. Don't want to read the blurb in case I spoil it for myself. But yeah, I'm hoping to get to this year. I should have more time this year with my new job, and yeah, should be good. The second series I want to read and finish is the Mary Brennan A Natural History of Dragons series. I actually got the whole series from a friend. They are a little bit bitten up by her rabbits, which I love, but I've been told they're really good. They're also a lot smaller fantasy books, so I'm hoping like I can read these in between some of the more chunky books I've got on the list. And yeah, I'm just intrigued. It has dragons. I don't know much more than that about the books, but I have heard they're really good and they've been shouted about a lot. Next book on my series is fantasy, but I feel like some people kind of think it's more historical fiction, so if you don't agree with it's fantasy, ignore this off the list. But it's Outlander. I own the whole series. I've actually read Outlander before, but I will probably try to read it. Yeah, there's not a bookmark in it, so I've definitely finished this book at least. I'll probably start from this book again though, just to like recatch up on what's happened, because I have watched the TV show, so I think I'm further ahead in the TV show than I am in the books. So I just want to get my head around where I am. So starting from Outlander, we'll read the rest in order as we go along. They are chunky books as well, but I'm hoping to get through them. Next up is the Witcher series. I have been loving the game and the TV show this year. I started reading, this is the second book. I've already read both of the standalone books and the first book, Blood of Elves, so I'll be reading this one next and then the rest of the series after that. I got them all in a box set after it came to Netflix, so I've got these awful stickers on them, but I really love the first book, so I'm excited to see what happens next. And then, speaking of the same author, I'll also be reading his Hussite trilogy. Hussite? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I've got all these books now. As you can see, I've already started reading a little bit of the Tower of the Fools. Oh, the Tower of Fools, not the Fool. And yeah, I'm not sure what this one's about, but I really like his writing style for The Witcher, so I'm excited to read this as well. And then next up I have the Eye of the World series, and I think I picked up the biggest possible book out of the series, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a chunky boy. I'm actually reading the third one still. I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through, but I couldn't find it in my flat, so I picked up the fourth one to show you. I've already read the first couple. I've got the rest of the series to go, including the ones written post-death, but I'm really intrigued. I want to read some and then I want to watch the TV show and just see how it stands up as an adaptation. So I've been putting off watching it for like, what, a year, but I'm really excited to get back into these, even though they are quite chunky, along with some of the other books. And then last but not least is the Dwarfs by Marcus Heights. The series is all about dwarves. I think I have 5 in the series. I'm not sure how many there actually are in there, but there's 4 in the front cover. So I think I've got all of them, or I've got most of them, so I'm going to try and read as many as I can. Again, these are chunky boys. I'm quite worried how many I've picked that are quite thick, but I'm hoping to get through them at least like a couple a month. and they've just been on my shelf for a while. I think I got gifted them from like a family member, and I always trust my family members when they gift me fantasy books because they probably already read them as well. But yeah, these are the 7 series I'm trying to finish this year. It's quite a lot, but let me know if there's any like series that I definitely should be reading first, or if there's any that I should maybe pass on. But I think I'm going to love all of these books, so yeah. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again on a different video soon.